Hi guys, so today we're gonna make some titty bracelets, yay! I'm gonna show you how to make one titty, but the other titty is identical, and then we'll regroup. So I already have this one that I made, and then we'll go ahead and put them on the bracelet. Perfect, so I carry on my Etsy store, I have two different skin colors. I'm still looking for a nice, like, kind of lighter tan, like medium brown I could use to make a third skin color, but whatever skin color you're gonna do, I recommend using a string that kind of matches. So for the lighter color boobies, I used this white string, which is what we're gonna make today. For the darker color boobies, I used this black string because it kind of hides it a little bit better. If you have brown string, that's best. All right, so first of all, you're gonna need 51 skin color beads to make the bracelet. That's 25 per boob and 1 skin color bead to connect them on the bracelet. You're gonna need 8 outer nipple beads, which I'm gonna use this light pink, and 2 inner nipple beads, and I'm gonna use this kind of rosy pink. Perfect, so start with your string. My string is still on the spool, so I'll measure it in a second. You are gonna need a needle. And I'm gonna put 8 skin color beads on my string. Ultimately, we're gonna put 12 on here before we tie it off, okay? But first I'm gonna start with 8 skin color beads. That's 8. Do you guys see that? See the 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Now, before I tie it off, I'm gonna add 1 outer nipple bead, 1 inner nipple bead, 1 outer nipple bead, and 1 skin color bead. So your string should look like this, and you should have 12 beads in total in this pattern. I'll leave it here for a second in case you guys are still getting there. But it should look like this, and then we're gonna tie it off. Tie it off pretty tight. It should be kind of fighting with you to stay in its circle shape. That's okay. Tie it off pretty tight. Tie it a couple times. And cut off your short end of string. Now these don't use a lot of string. They don't have to be very long. I'm going to use about, goes my fingertips to my boob, to make the boobies, the boob. I might have too much. If you have way too much, you can always use your rest of your string to make your other boob. Doesn't matter. Well, I'm gonna add my needle, and whenever I add a needle to a string, I don't tie the needle to the string. I feel like that makes this big knot. I tie the needle around the string, which is a little tricky sometimes, like that. And that way this big double knot is not also next to your string. It's kind of just like on the needle. So it should look like that. You can do it whatever way you want. There are needles where you don't need to tie the string on at all. Those are the best, but I don't have those. I have 50 of these because I bought a 50 pack. Cool. And so now we're gonna go through the first skin color bead and toward the nipple. And you're going to add 3 beads to the string. You're gonna do 1, 2 skin color beads, and 1 outer nipple bead. See? And then we're going to go through and pierce the center of the nipple. And then you're going to do the same thing but backwards. You're going to do 1 outer nipple bead and 2 skin color beads, like that. And you're going to go away from the nipple and go over just 1. And go over that outer nipple bead. And this is going to be our stitch for this one. Next, I'm gonna add 3 skin color beads and go through the next one, skipping 1, so skip 1 through the next. Add 3 skin color beads. Skip 1 through the next. Add 3 skin color beads. Skip 1 through the next. Add 3 skin color beads. Skip 1 through the next. Awesome, and it should look like this. Yay! That's actually all the beads that are gonna go onto this boob. Nice and easy. The rest of it is just stitching. So if your pattern doesn't look like this, try again, or let me know if you have questions or if there's somewhere you consistently getting confused. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna weave through all 3 opposite corners like that, and make sure you're going in the direction your string is coming out of. So I'm gonna weave through this one. You wanna make sure you're going over the tip next to it, so kind of like that. I hope that makes sense. Same thing with this opposite corner. And if it keeps getting tucked under, just move the string up like that, which happens pretty often. Cool. And as you pull, you can see they're kind of starting to pinch. Now they're gonna give you a lot of resistance at this point. They're gonna wanna fall back down. Just the more loops you do here, the sturdier your boob will be. So I'm gonna pinch here and just keep going through the 3 until I feel like it's sturdy. It's at least twice, sometimes like 2.5, 3 times. You can see we're kind of starting to make this like almost a pyramid shape. Cool, and I think that's pretty sturdy. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through 5 beads. In this case, I'm going through this top bead, the next bead down, and I'm making kind of a diagonal line until I'm coming out the tip of the other side. The other side looks like this. I want to be coming out a tip. Cool. And just like we did on the other side, through the tips, through the little pointy parts, through the little pointy parts. And as you pull, you can see it's starting to come together. As you squish it, as you squish your squishy boob, it starts coming to form. So you're just gonna go through here a couple more times, through those top 3 beads a couple more times. Yay, and I like my knot away from the nipple, so I'm just gonna go through an extra one. Oops, if it'll let me. I like my knot away from the nipple, so I'm just gonna go through these 2. Nice and tight, tighten, and see that? We got our titty. And you might have to squish the beads a little bit, and we'll do a little more squishing in a second here. But it should be pretty recognizable at this point. There should be no mistake in what it is. I'm gonna tie it off. If you don't know how to tie off, I have another video about, well, just exactly that. And it also shows how to make X-base cuffs and how to add string to string. So if you run out of string, you don't know how to fix it, check out my other video. Cool. Get yourself a boob. Go ahead and cut it off. And repeat that whole thing. And you should have 2 boobs. And yeah, you can see I'm kind of messing with them to make the nipple might kind of complete. Like that. You should have 2 boobs. Yay! All right. Bonus points. I'm going to use the rest of this video to show you how to make it into a bracelet. And since I have just enough string here, I picked out some pretty bracelet colors. If you don't know what size bracelet you are, most people are about a 30, 28, 32, right in there. I'm gonna put my beads away when I use them. I am organized. It's a lie, I'm not organized. But, oh, you're also gonna need, that 51st, that last skin color bead to attach your boobs together. And I usually do this on the bracelet. You could do this on the necklace. You could do this on some sort of cuff. I don't care. For my bracelet colors, I'm going to use these pretty teals and purples. You can do pride flags. I have a whole series of pride flags. You can do like breast cancer awareness. You can do whatever your sexual orientation or identity is. Don't matter. You can do whatever you like. Start with a couple of the pattern. I'm just going to do this pretty teal and purple. I also have a breast cancer series where they have messages like power and fighter and, you know, cancer sucks and stuff like that. Cool. So when I go to put my boobs on my bracelet, first of all, I want to make sure that they are facing the same direction, but because otherwise you'll end up with boobs that look like this and it will make you very sad because you have to redo your bracelet. But I also want to make sure that they're kind of poking, they're kind of standing up, like the nipples are going up like this. Hope you can see. So I'm gonna look around and see where the nipple is standing straight up and down, and I'm going to try and pull out a bead behind it that is going straight up and down, which in this case is this bead. So I'm going to flatten the thing and give it kind of a mammogram so you can see. I'm going to use this bead back here, and then I can always squish it back into place. So I'm going to go take this way, put this bead on my bracelet, squish my boob back into place because now it looks like it's in pain. Add my last skin color bead to connect them together. And I'm going to do the same thing for this one. I'm going to look up and down and see if I can find one where it's kind of facing the same direction. So I don't know if you can see or if that makes any sense, but it's this one and this one. So this one kind of lines up with this one. So I'm going to add that one to my bracelet. Let me know if this is like extremely confusing because I feel like I'm not doing a good job explaining it. Yay! And if you look at your boobs, they should be kind of pointy together. They should be kind of pointing in the same direction. You should have happy nipples. Cool. And I'm just gonna finish up my bracelet and we will be done. Thank you guys for hanging out. I want to appreciate and take the time to thank my Instagram peeps for suggesting I make this video, because I was like, you know, I really want to make a video and I'm not sure what to make it for, and I asked them and they said boobies. So boobies it is. I may not have enough string. It's okay. Really appreciate your guys' support. Cool. And tie it off. I didn't give myself enough string here. Maybe I did, just barely. Yay! Titty bracelet! Thanks, guys!